County District Attorney's Office. I want to just talk to my brethren there from Ventura County, since I'm always last. I'm really aware of how many offices there are between A and Y. I'm reminded every time I come here, in fact. I wanted to let you know that Yolo County is just seeking our status quo funding, $254,000. We're not planning to do any expansion at this time. We were blessed that you gave us funding for a half-time attorney, and I got to tell you that was a mixed bag of thank you, and I wish you hadn't, because she's working me to death. I can tell you right now that next year there won't be as many arrests, typically because we're clearing up all the backlog that we've had from years past. So I do anticipate more convictions, but less arrests, but she's working me to death. I asked for the most aggressive prosecutor we had in the office, and that's going to be beneficial to the program, but it's hurting me. I want to just talk about the outreach, because I know that's been a real big point here. Yolo County just completed its third annual fraud awareness fair that was in West Sacramento this year. It was attended on my document here that I gave you. I wanted to correct page 3, or page 2, excuse me, paragraph 3, line 3. It was 330 people that were in attendance, not 350. I don't want to be accused of embellishing here. But we invited approximately 40 different law enforcement agencies, federal, state, and local, from all over. We focused on insurance fraud, but also other fraud as well, because I'm a firm believer that fraudsters don't just commit fraud in one walk of life. I just don't believe that. I believe that it's a lifestyle, it's a choice that they make, and they will cut corners wherever they're given an opportunity. I believe that law enforcement has a duty, especially with these trying times of economic difficulties, that we have a duty to try to take and do more with less. And so when I'm working with my other fellow investigators from other agencies that have similar missions, that we'll always have a better outcome. As an example, last week we did a sweep and we did a sting operation in West Sacramento. We had some downtime, so we decided we'd go out there and just go driving around the neighborhood, see if we could find some construction sites. And construction sites is an area where people are prone to get hurt. So we showed up at this one this one construction site completely unannounced. We didn't know we were going to go there. They didn't know we were coming. We caught 11 uninsured employees up on a roof, tearing off a roof. We immediately took corrective actions. There was a Department of Industrial Relations representative with me. He issued an $11,000 fine right there on the spot to the employer, and we issued the necessary shutdown orders to stop the work until everything got put into compliance. So my point is that is an example of, by working together with the different agencies all coming together. We've got another one planned in October, and Department of Insurance is going to go out with us. So we're doing, I think, what we can do to take your dollar and stretch it as far as we can. That's what we've done for outreach. And I wanted to address one thing that Commissioner Garcia asked about. I got to be honest with you, I've been maybe the only one that'll admit this, but I haven't done much in the way of outreach as it relates to employees' rights, because I don't feel I'm qualified. I don't really know about what employees' rights are when it comes to the workers' comp arena. I know what fraud is, and I can talk about that all day long. But in terms of what their rights are, I will admit to you, Yolo County has been a little neglectful in that. So if anybody wants to help me out with that, I'd be happy to take that advice and run with it, and we'll include it in our outreach programs. But bottom line is, I have been remiss in doing that because I don't feel I'm qualified. And so if you're going to ask me that question, the answer is 0, because I don't feel qualified. But I'm not opposed to trying. We do talk to a lot of people. I'm a member of Rotary Club, and we have a lot of agricultural members in my Rotary Club, and I travel throughout West Sacramento, Davis, Winters, whatever, and I'm always talking about insurance fraud, premium fraud, whatever. And so my mere presence is telling them that someone's there keeping an eye on them, keeping them honest. So that's probably the closest thing I can get to what you're hoping, but I'm not talking to the employees. I'm talking to the employers and trying to keep them honest as well. So that's the extent of our program, and I do thank you for the funding we've had so far, and we hope we can continue to merit your trust and help.
Well, I'd be happy to give you a one-day seminar.